I'm live. Hey, everybody. It's Nikki from Mystical Enlightenment. So I am live this afternoon for Witchy Wisdom Wednesdays. Now, if you've never heard of Witchy Wisdom Wednesdays, this is my first Wednesday doing it. And what Witchy Wisdom Wednesdays it is an online collaboration of a group of women, witches, who get together every Wednesday and talk about a topic from either a pagan topic or a witchy topic, and they each give their perspective on their YouTube channel. So it's like an online collaboration on YouTube that I'm sorry, I'm going blank. An online collaboration of witches who give their perspective on different topics every Wednesday. So this is my first Witchy Wisdom Wednesday, and I'm so excited to have been asked to join the women. So thank you guys so much for having me join you. And I'm just going to go down and mention all of the women who are in the group. So the collaborative witches who are part of this group are Astaria Sen. All the channels will be listed below. So, and also on my featured channel list, which I believe is to the left. So it's Astaria Sen, Pagan Pathways, Earth Spider Weaver, Amethyst Ascension, the Tarot Lady, Aries Witchcraft, Aurora Dawn. And myself. I think that was everybody. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. So, hi Crystal, how are you, sweetie? So, as I said, this is my first week, and the topic this week is dedication. So, this is a topic that's very close to my heart. If you've heard me talk before, you know that I've been in the witchcraft world for about 24 years. However, I did not dedicate myself to the pagan / witchcraft world until about 2 years ago. And there was a reason for this. And Astaria Sen touched on this in her video. So go over there and check out her video as well. And check out all the ladies' videos while you're at it. Again, their links will be below. So the reason I did not dedicate until I was so far into my path was because I would practice for 6 months, and then I might not practice for a while, or I'd practice for a couple of years and then I wouldn't practice. So there was some back and forth on it. So about 2 years ago, I really got to the point where I knew that I was going to dedicate myself to this. And dedication is such a personal decision. And it's different for everyone. So what I say, what anybody says, please go with what works for you. I always say that, go with what works for you. Don't listen to what anybody says. But this is my take on it. It is such a personal decision on when and if you should dedicate. So I'm just going to tell you how it happened for me and my point of view on dedication. So I was on the pathway for about 22 years or so. And I woke up one day and I had this nagging thought that I needed to get a tattoo on my wrist, which was the strangest thing. Now I have other tattoos, but I had this nagging thought that I needed a witch tattoo on my wrist. And that would mean that I would be out to the whole world because, I mean, on my wrist of all places, right? So I had the thought, and then I started thinking, all right, this is probably just one of those ideas that's going to go away because in 6 months you're going to, be on to something else again and you're not going to be practicing again, so let it go. But this thought stayed with me, and every day I would wake up and I would have this thought. And all of a sudden, I could not get enough of researching spells, researching and taking classes on tarot and everything and anything to do with gods and goddesses and paganism and Wicca and just anything I could get my hands on, watching videos, researching, taking any class I could find online. Unfortunately, I haven't found any in-person classes as of yet, but I was just so immersed in it, and it was every day, like every waking minute, I was in it. So this went on and on and on, and I knew that it wasn't a passing phase at this point, and I needed to dedicate myself. Hi, Cheryl, sweetie. So I finally went about 4 months after this. I went and I got my tattoo. So I ended up getting the triquetra on my wrist. And that to me was my first dedication, because to me that was, okay, I know that at this point, this is going to be a permanent part of my life now. I can't get it out of my head. I am so dedicated to this. I eat and sleep this life now. I'm always in it, and it's not going away. So that was the first part. And my second dedication, I started taking a class, and as part of the class, we did a self-dedication, which was more formal, but it was supposed to lead up to an initiation into a coven, which never happened, unfortunately. But it was a class, and we did a self-initiation, which I was hesitant on because I felt like I didn't have a deity that I was going to be dedicating myself to, because I haven't found that yet. And I didn't want to dedicate myself to something I wasn't 100% sure on, right? So I was really hesitant. But then I realized I could dedicate myself to the pagan Wiccan way of life and the pagan Wiccan religion, and walking that path in life without dedicating myself to a specific deity yet, or a specific pantheon at this point. So that is what I did. I dedicated myself to this way of life, to this path, to this road. I have not yet dedicated myself to a god or a goddess, because I have not found one that I'm working with yet. I am so eager to get to that point, but again, I'm taking my time. I might be a little slow in things, but I feel like taking your time with all of this before you dedicate is really important, so you're sure of what you're going to do. So yeah, I guess you could say I'm hesitant on the dedicating part, but I like to be sure and know what I'm getting into before I take that step, because it is so important. And the other thing I would like to say on dedication is that I feel like there is a lot of soul searching that has to go into it before you take that step, because if you are all over the place, which I was before I was able to dedicate 2 years ago, emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, I was a wreck. I won't go into details, but I was an absolute wreck. And I could not dedicate myself to anything, never mind spirituality. I couldn't dedicate myself to anything in life. So I had to rid myself of the toxic relationships. I had to rid myself of the toxic foods. I had to rid myself of a lot of toxicity in my life before I was able to start to be able to make that dedication. And by no means am I completely rid of all of the toxicity in my life, but I am a lot further along on that path than I was, and I was able to dedicate, because I made that choice and I made those forward movements. So anybody, I think, who's working, who's new to being a witch or new to working in magic, I think the best advice I could give you on dedication would be to take your time, don't rush into it, to work on yourself. especially, I think one of the other ladies mentioned in their video shadow work. I believe it was, oh, who was it? Oh, I can't remember now. Oh, hold on, let me look at the list because I want to get this right. It might have been Aurora Dawn, but check out all their videos. Somebody was talking about shadow work, and that is a big part of it. Like, you need to be able to work on yourself and accept who you are and your own faults and your own, not even faults, but your own shadow side, your own inner, the things that you'd rather hide. You need to accept your whole self and work on that and be able to accept your whole self and be willing to work on yourself in the process of all of this. And I think that's the biggest tip I can give you is make sure you're willing to be able to do all of this. Make sure you're not rushing into it because it is cool to wear goth clothes, or it is cool to say you're a witch and, you know, all these other things, or it is trendy to be a witch. Dedication is a serious thing. Dedication is, you know, it's a step towards, you're dedicating yourself to a religion in some cases, to a way of life. In some cases, you're dedicating yourself to a deity. What does that mean? Do your research, figure out what you are actually dedicating yourself to, and can you make that leap? Can you dedicate yourself to it? Are you willing to go there? So that's my take on dedication. Yeah, that's my take on dedication. It was a long road for me, and I am just a different person, honestly, since I made the leap and dedicated. But it took a long time for me, and I am a freer person and much happier since I got there. So I would love to hear your stories of dedication in the comments. Let me know how you feel about dedication. Do you think it's important to figure things out before you dedicate? Or can you dedicate and then figure them out? What's your take on all of this? Let me know in the comments. If you like what I have to say, hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. Check out the ladies who are featured that way, I believe, in the channel list. And check out all our weekly Witchy Wisdom Wednesday videos. We'll be back next Wednesday as well. So thanks for watching, guys. It's been fun. And ladies, thanks again for having me join. All right, guys, I'm going to take off now. Bye-bye.